tell you a little story about a client of mine that bought a property. It was a $2 million property. It had about 14 tenants. So it was a retail property and thought, great, happy days. The problem was that most of the tenants were on short-term leases. As the time went on, the tenants were only renewing the leases by 12 months, which meant that the value of the property wouldn't go up by virtue of the fact that she had short-term leases. Now, this is something that you can't do in residential. So very little has to be done to the bricks and mortar and the structure of the property itself. The entire value of that property was on the leases. When she managed to get 3-year leases out of, she got 3-year leases out of 9 of those tenants that were on one-to-ones, the value of the property went up exponentially. And again, that is where she has the opportunity to do an equity drawdown and to go and rinse and repeat.
They don't understand that. They don't understand. Like in residential, you can't say, oh, I want to put you on a 5-year lease now. That's not a possibility. It's not allowed. It makes a difference, though, in the eyes of the bank. They go, okay, this is a much more secure investment. And because this is someone's business, this is where they make their money to be able to live, that's, it's another added layer. Well, for me, I feel it's another added layer of protection because they've got a vested interest in maintaining that property. They've got a vested interest in presenting it properly, customer service, making it somewhere to do business that people enjoy and will want to keep coming back. You do have the oddball that's doesn't quite think like that, but they're few and far between because this is someone's livelihood. So, their livelihood, they will not usually, sacrifice that in any way. So I think we're in residential, if they don't like the pool or they don't like whatever and they can't change it, they just move. And that's another thing that I love about commercial too. That industrial shed could very well one day turn into a medical suite just due to the location and the natural, changing or gentrification of an area that we've seen that happen. So that doesn't often happen in residential. You don't, very, very rarely do you see a house turn into a medical suite. So, I love the commercial, how it can start off as one story or one particular type of building and it can turn into so many others, but that's very difficult to do in residential.